Okay, before conversion, like Satan is like completely instilled into you, okay? And you all like stuck. You can't even do anything against him. Even your spirit is caught, okay? And you like can't even plot against him, you know? God gives you the new spirit. That's why you feel free when even if you backslide, you feel free to have to be in a position to Satan, because you have the new spirit. You are born of God, so you feel free to be in a position to Satan. You don't feel it to be life-threatening to you any longer. So when God saves you, what happens? And you will understand why I'm making this video, because it is usually, you know, kinda perplexing a little bit. So when God saves you, so it's like break through this layer. And you are rooting, you have the root from up high and independence from him. And in the first time meaning when he saves you in the baptism of the Holy Spirit, he releases even your body, okay? So the point I want to make, it's not this that had mercy on you. It's God who saved you from this, okay? And this layer, this Satan, is like a fungus, you know? Fungus was instilled into you, you know, and kinda was another operating system of yours. Like, and you thought maybe that this is the God, and but you must know that this is God who saved you, and he has nothing to do with this slime, okay? For instance, when you were under Satan and you had some instincts like procreation instincts and you know, self-defense instinct, you were immediately kind of punished for it. You felt shame, you felt scared, how can I oppose this, or how can I oppose that person, you know, who's acting from Satan. But now, and you when you were repenting unto God, you were saying, okay, I will, for instance, if I get into a relationship, it will be only marriage, okay? Because you didn't know what that's kind of that's true. Like Jesus said that God created man and woman, okay? So they are couple, okay? So and he says it wasn't like this from the beginning, like, so he didn't create like one man and, you know, three women, for instance. But it's not the case I'm trying to make. So Christ kind of redeems these instincts of yours that comes from your heart. Now when you like suppress the procreation instinct, you know, that comes from your middle of your core, it's like the very middle, it's like the very you, like the essence, the, you know, the being of you, not your like mind, but being that gives life further, that gives birth being further, okay? When you start suppressing it after God releases you, you quenching the Holy Spirit, okay? You're not allowed to do it, okay? It wasn't Satan who was instilling that in you, okay? Satan was punishing you for the instinct, because all he wants is a human to be in a dormant, non-vital state, so he can eat him. I'm saying Satan is like a fungus, you know, that parasitizes on the branches of humans, you know. It's like in the invisible enemy. But you know, I will not be surprised if someday they will like find out that Satan actually is a fungus that has a mind of his own. He can like copy the mind of a human being, and all he needs a human being as a breeding and feeding medium, you know, just to eat the environment, eat the humans, you know, like the cordyceps mushroom does to insects, for instance. Okay, so and likewise the self-defense instinct. It's defending your being. It is in your it comes from God. So quenching it comes from God. You can do it wise. You can, for instance, if it comes to procreation, you can go make a family, yeah. But you're not allowed to quench this, even if you don't want to make a family. If you want to like be like kings lived, for instance. I'm not intending. But kings always had children with their wives. They were their wives and concubines. It wasn't. But the bottom line is, you are forbidden to quench this instinct. The pure living prescribed by the church, and I believe it's probably prescription by God, is either you are a monk or you are in a marriage, because it's completely secure and it's right, and it doesn't give any place to the fungus. Okay, so but if you like, even if you like in the middle of nowhere, but you got saved, and you know nothing for your life, all you have to know, you're not allowed to quench that. You're not allowed to feel guilty for what has been justified, and it will be obvious to you. It will be obvious to you that for what you had guilty feelings before salvation, you have, like for thoughts, for instance, you have influx of grace, and this will tell you that the only thing that you can feel condemnation again for wanting a relationship and thinking about it, is if you call Satan back to condemn you for these feelings. And this is what God definitely forbids. Okay, this is much worse, I'm sorry, than screwing around, because this is idolatry. This is idol worship already. This is Satan worship. So you better screw around and kick back all the advances of Satan to condemn you for this, okay? Then to bow down to Satan and say, yeah, this is a sin, I must feel guilty for procreation instinct, okay? So this is the trick. That's why, by the way, they say, and Apostle Paul is, he's definite and strict and forward on this. Those who are born of God are not sinning. Their free behavior is free in God, because their seed is in God. That's why they are not sinning, okay? So all that pious and uh, behavior is for the people around, just not to uh, stir sometimes the hornet's nest. That's it. But if the life of God dropped in you, and all your moves you draw from from God, no condemnation. God doesn't condemn himself for any of his moves. He's free absolutely. He's absolutely sovereign. So, two things again. When God saves you, it's not this thing that had mercy on you. God saved you from this sin. God was never condemning you. It was the infestation of the demonic and prison in the demonic of a human being. Okay, so God was never punishing you, actually, to tell you the truth. But he does save you from this thing, from captivity of Satan and condemnation. So this, what we translate as condemnation, was never from God. It was from the demonic, from Satan. Okay, and the second thing is that instincts, all that are in your core when God's grace frees you, they are all pure. They are all saved. They are all redeemed, which you are forbidden to, which you are forbidden to suppress, because it will be the quenching of God, the quenching of the seed of God, quenching of the Holy Spirit. Okay, there are many things said, like about not tempting your brother. For instance, you are saved and you don't feel like infestation of the demonic if you eat meat, for instance, and the other person eats meat and he feels infestation by the demonic. Okay, and if you eat meat freely in front of him, you may kinda tempt him to do the same, but it harms him. It doesn't harm you. Well, actually, in the Bible, it's that picture about the meat told by the Apostle Paul was about precisely meat that was that had previously been sacrificed to idols, to demons. Okay, and Paul was depicting like the thing that in his condition, meat even sacrificed to idols, wasn't at all harming him, because God's grace would clean the presence of the demonic anyway. Okay, but well, I put it another way in this example, but let's say this is the case. Okay, so to another person who is not who has no such presence of grace, it would be harmful. So you don't tempt those people. You don't with your example of your immunity to demonic infestation, you don't tempt other people who don't have that immunity. Okay, that's the bottom line of this. So, and again, I will not be surprised if someday it will be known and understood that Satan is actually a fungus that kind of, to the humanity and to the all created nature is like cordyceps mushroom. Okay, I won't be surprised at all. There can be a contradiction there can't be a contradiction if not contradiction, but you know, I can well, I may comment what I've just said previous 15 or how many minutes I've been talking. But the thing is, you can say that like God is sovereign that much that he uses even this fungus, this demon, to kind of